My first guest, considered one of the best actors of his generation, just received 2 Golden Globe nominations just today for Best Actor for his roles in Blood Diamond and The Departed, and they can both be seen in theaters near you. Please welcome Leonardo DiCaprio.
Thank you very much.
Well, congratulations. 2 well-deserved nominations.
Yeah. Exciting day for me, man. I'm very honored. I truly am.
Yeah. Were you surprised you got it for both?
Very surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really proud of both of these movies.
Yeah.
I put a lot of work into them. I work with great directors on both of them, and I'm pretty blown away that it actually went down like this.
Now, if you could vote, which one would you vote
Which one would I vote for? You know, Jay, I'm in love with both of these movies.
Oh, man, you should run for office. That's real good.
That's my politically correct answer for the day.
Now, I know you made Blood Diamond in Africa. Did you get a chance to sightsee? Did you get out and see the country?
Africa was astounding. I mean, we were there for 6 months total, and you can't help but fall in love with this place. And when we weren't filming, I got to go do things like, you know, scuba dive. I went, you know, in a great white cage. Great whites were in front of me. I got to go scuba diving with turtles, and I got to go on safari, all kinds of things like that. And, you know, some of the most unforgettable moments that I've had in my life.
Now, tell me about the safari. How close do you actually, do the animals come right up to the...
They're literally 20 feet away from the car. And it was pretty astounding when you see 20 lions devouring a wildebeest in front of you. You say, how the hell is this possible that this animal doesn't want to eat me? But the ranger explained that, you know, we're all different energies to the animal. The lion looks at you as a different energy. If you're a part of this truck, you look like a giant rock or a tree or something like that. But I tell you, man, I broke that line of distance for the lion, and he saw me as an individual creature. And I got this photograph that's pretty amazing at the moment where he started to look at me like a giant filet mignon.
How did he know you? Had he seen some of the films? Was he?
What?
Had he seen The Aviator? I mean, how did he know you? Hey, wait a minute! Isn't that?
But it was amazing, because as soon as I broke that line of where I became an individual, man, I was an entirely different energy.
Well, let's show that photo. You have it here now. That's the lion.
That's where the lion.
When they look up and go.
And he took a couple steps towards me, man. That was.
And what kind of vehicle are you in? Are you in an armored car of some type with bars on the side?
You're in a giant, you know, Jeep type of vehicle, but...
Is it open?
It's open, yeah. It's open.
Duh. What's the, I mean...
Well, that's what I didn't get it. I didn't get how I could be 20 feet away from this animal, and they don't look at me like that. But I learned very quickly.
Wow, okay. Now, you do I have a friend from Rhodesia. I was telling you this before. And you do the accent perfectly.
Thank you.
Just perfectly. Can you do a little of that? Because it's an unusual combination.
Le Cabru, how's it, my brew? I know, it sounds like an Australian kind of...
It does sound.
Thank you.
I mean, how difficult was that to sort of pick up? Because obviously you're around people who speak like that, so...
I basically wanted to go there a few months beforehand to get used to the language and the people. And a lot of the guys that I met were ex-mercenaries who were really macho and tough and didn't want to tell me anything about themselves. So I found out that there's like a local concoction that you make, which is you give them beer, a shot of Jägermeister inside the beer, and you light it on fire, and then these guys just become the biggest sweethearts. And they start divulging everything about their personal lives. And I got so many great lines for the movie that they told me, you know, that Americans love to talk about their feelings. It's not bling bling out here, it's bling bang, you know, things like that. But, you know, it really helped me get into the character, and it really shaped my character by hanging out with those guys.
Now tell me about the African people themselves. What was that like?
You know, what was really interesting for me was, you know, the conditions that they lived in. I mean, there's extreme poverty there. We shot in areas of Mozambique where there was a tremendous AIDS rate. And, you know, the attitude that these people have is amazing. Their lust for life, the fact that they feel happy to be alive every single day. I mean, literally we'd be driving around, they'd be dancing in the streets, and you just come back home and it gives you a completely different attitude on where you're from. And I got to go to places like, you know, orphanages for the SOS out there and see children that were having new opportunities on life. And it's a great thing to see the money that we actually give in these richer countries going into something tangible like that, you know, seeing these orphans being able to, you know, have a new opportunity on life.
Yeah.
But it's hard to make that connection when you just donate from far away. But it does make a huge difference.
Yeah.
You know, when you see it.
Now you're in the bush, so to speak. You're shooting snakes, things like that. I mean, were there things where you would wait a minute, stop this take? It's one of those deals.
I mean, there were highly venomous snakes all around. It was a tough shoot, and you know, we'd be in the middle of a take, and they'd say cut, and I go, okay, what happened? Did I mess up my line? What, you know, the scene not right? No, black mamba, black mamba. Guy would run out with a stick, capture the black mamba, and they go, all right, rolling. I mean, these are like snakes that can kill you within like a minute. You're dead.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you have a guy standing by with a big needle just to do this. I mean, is there any?
I don't know about the vaccinations, but it's like the most highly venomous, aggressive snake in the world.
Okay. Now you look like you're in pretty good shape. Did you work out for this role? Because you play this kind of tough guy.
Yeah. And that was a lot of work. Yeah. a lot of hard work. And I got to work with the great Jaimin Hansu, who's so terrific in this movie and such a great guy. And of course, he told me that, you know, he's playing a Mende fisherman. I don't know if you've ever seen Gladiator, but the guy just looks like a Greek god when he takes his shirt off. Yeah. So, of course, he shows up on set. He says he hasn't touched a weight in months, and he's not eating right. And, of course, you know, he looks insane.
Well, he had his shirt open the whole time.
I mean, And so I felt we did a couple fight sequences, and I thought, well, you know, I'm kind of equal on strength in some ways with him. But he literally had to carry me up this mountaintop 15 to 20 times. And I was exhausted. I couldn't breathe after this. I couldn't even move, and I was begging the director to ask, okay, why does he have to carry me up? He said, Jaimin doesn't look like he's tired. You have to, Jaimin, will you please act tired for this? Because he carried me up an entire mountain with me on his shoulders. He's amazing.
Look, we'll take a break. More with Leonardo right after this. Be right back.